Hi, it's me again. So, I thought we would read a couple of books today about food because we're all eating food, right? And this one is called Eating the Alphabet Fruits and Vegetables from A to Z by Lois Ehlert. And we have lots of Lois Ehlert books. I bet you've read some of them. We have a lot at the library. But this is a really nice one. Look, even the first inside pages have pictures of lots and lots of fruits and vegetables. This is an alphabet book, too. A. A is for all kinds of different things, like apricots and artichokes and avocados and asparagus and, of course, one of our favorites probably, apples. Yeah. And B is for all kinds of good things, like beans and beets and Brussels sprouts, which maybe you don't like yet, but you probably will when you're bigger, and blueberries, which I bet you do like now. I have blueberries on my oatmeal every day. That's pretty fun. And broccoli and bananas. I bet you really like bananas, don't you? Yeah, me too. And C is for currants. Do you know what currants are? They're fruit like this. They're little berries, and they're red. And a lot of times they dry them, and then they look kind of like raisins. It's also good for cucumbers and corn and celery and carrots and cherries and cabbage. Wow, who knew there were so many C things, right? And also cauliflower. D, they only show us one D thing, and that's date. Do you like dates? I don't like them very much, to tell you the truth. And E is for a very interesting vegetable that kind of looks like, sort of like lettuce a little bit. And it has two ways of saying its name. You can say endive, or you can say endive, and both are correct. Isn't that funny? I thought that was really interesting. And eggplants. Look at those eggplants. They're purple. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And F, it says, is for figs. These are figs. And it looks like they come in a lot of different shades, too. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see, what letter? Do we know what's next? Huh? Yes, it is G. You're right. G is for gooseberry. Did you ever hear of that? That's another kind of berry, and it's kind of silly sounding, isn't it? It's also, G is for grapefruit and grapes. We probably knew that one, didn't we? Yeah. And H, it says, is for huckleberries. I don't know that I've ever eaten a huckleberry. I think they're kind of like a cross between a blueberry and a grape. They're blue, so I'll have to try some. Maybe I'll have to bring some in, and you can all try some sometime. Okay, I, they say, is for Indian corn. You see that corn? It comes in those colors. Isn't that interesting? Some are yellows and oranges, and some are reds, and some are blues and purples. Pretty cool. Yeah. So now J is for jalapeno. I bet you don't even eat those yet because they're very sort of hot, spicy peppers. People sometimes like them on their pizza. And it's also for this funny vegetable called jicama. And it starts with a J, and you think it would be jicama or jicama, but it isn't. It's jicama. Words are funny, aren't they? K is for kumquats. Kumquats. They're like, sort of like oranges or tangerines, but they're little. Yeah. And it's also for kiwi fruit, and I bet you've had some of those. They look brown and boring on the outside, but the inside is green and very pretty. And K is also for kohlrabi, which is a vegetable a lot of people eat. But it's not very common. It's not like lettuce or corn that you're more used to. L, oh, look at that. L is for leeks, which are these things right here. And they're kind of, they taste a little bit like onions, but not very difficult. And L is also for lemon. I bet you knew that. And also for lettuce and limes. Yeah, I bet you've eaten both those too. Well, you probably had lime juice on stuff. M is for melon. I love melons, especially in the summer when they're really ripe. And there are all kinds of different ones. And it's also for mango, and those are yummy too. This red one right here is a mango. And nectarines, I love nectarines too. I sometimes bring 2 in my lunch, especially in the summertime. O is for okra, or onion, or that other big orange thing we like, right? Oranges, yeah. We were really working our way through this alphabet very well. P is for pineapple. I bet you've had that. Isn't it funny looking on the outside? When you cut it up, it has just those nice rings of yellow. And it's also for peach. Oh, peaches are so good. And pears, and papayas, and persimmons, and plums, and pomegranates. Who would imagine there'd be that many fruits that started with P? Do you know what's next? Q, yes. Oh, there's a few more P's because they had a lot of vegetables that were P's too. So let's get through those. Okay, P is for parsnips, which are these, and they sort of look like, they're shaped like carrots, but they're not that pretty orange color. And potatoes, well, you know what potatoes are, of course, and peas that come in pea pods like this, but we sometimes see them in cans, all without the pod. And peppers, and what is this big thing? You know what this is, don't you? Pumpkins, yes, pumpkins. I like pumpkins. I like pumpkin pie, and I like jack-o'-lanterns that you make out of pumpkins. All right, Q is for quince. Quince is a fruit like that, and it's sweet, and I don't know, it's sort of pear-like maybe. Okay. R is for rutabaga. Isn't that a funny word? I think you should say that. Rutabaga. It makes me giggle, it really does. And it's also for raspberry, which is my favorite fruit. I love raspberries. I even like picking raspberries, and sometimes you can get kind of stuck with thorns, but I know that good, yummy raspberries are going to be in my hands, too. And radishes, I don't know if you've ever had a radish, but they look like this, and they're red, but the end of them is sort of pinky or white. It's kind of neat where they go into the ground or came out of the ground. R is for radicchio, or radicchio, I think, maybe. And I don't know that I've ever eaten radicchio, but I might have. But it's also for rhubarb, and this is the rhubarb. And you might have had that, but you might have had it like rhubarb sauce or rhubarb pie, because rhubarb just eaten without any sugar or sweetener or anything is very sour. Here we are at S. S is for Swiss chard, which is this stuff, and spinach, which is this stuff. Whoops, you couldn't see that, this stuff. And for star fruit. And star fruit's really interesting, because on the outside it looks like this. It's just an oval sort of thing, shaped sort of like a potato. But when you cut it, and you open it up, when you cut it in slices like that, then it's a star. Isn't that cool? I think you should try one of those sometime. S is also for strawberries, and strawberries are one of the best things in the world, I think. I go strawberry picking every summer, and sometimes I make jam, and sometimes I just eat all the strawberries. All right, here we are at T. T is for turnip, which is very pretty, but doesn't taste quite as pretty as it looks, most people think. And tangerine, which is like an orange but smaller. And tomato. and I know you know what tomatoes are. And you know they come in big ones that you can cut up and put in your salad, or little ones that are called cherry tomatoes. And those are fun just to pop in your mouth and eat, I think. Okay, U is for ugly fruit. I always thought it was called oogly fruit, but when I was researching, I found that it's called ugly fruit, and it is kind of ugly. It's sort of a greenish yellow color, and it's very bumpy, like sort of like an orange peel, but bumpier and very, I don't know. But it tastes good, but it's very odd looking, yeah. And so that's the only U we have. V is for one thing that I don't think you have ever heard of, and I've only heard of when I read stories. It's called vegetable marrow. And that's what that is. Yeah, it kind of looks like a cucumber, but it's more like a cross between a cucumber and a squash, I think. And W is for a couple of things here. Watercress, which is these little leaves, and those are things you can put in salad. Or this one that we know. We really like this one, I bet. This is watermelon, and I love watermelon. And it's kind of fun to get watermelon that doesn't have seeds in it sometimes, and you can just chop it all up and eat it, or eat it like a slice. But sometimes it's fun to have the watermelon seeds, and you can sit outside and you can eat watermelon, and you can spit the seeds out, and that's kind of fun. When I was little, my brothers and I would take turns spitting watermelon seeds and see who could get the most distance, who could spit the seed the longest. So now you know another really weird thing about Miss Jane. All right, we're almost at the end here, aren't we? Yeah. X, Y, and Z. X. X is for this odd thing called a zigua. Zigua, yeah. That's this. And it looks like a small watermelon. And I don't know anything more than that. But it's sort of a funny name. And Y is for yam, and that's a yam right there. Yams are like sweet potatoes, which aren't really all that sweet, but a little bit. And they're orange on the inside and brown on the outside. And they're pretty good. And Z is for zucchini. And I bet you've seen those. Because anytime anybody plants zucchini in a garden and decides, I'm going to plant zucchini seeds and I'm going to grow zucchinis, they get about 100 million zucchinis. Well, not that many, but they might plant and think they were going to get 3 or 4, and they might get 53 because I don't know why, but zucchinis are just that way. So that is the story of fruits and vegetables from A to Z. And it says at the very end, to learn about the fruits and vegetables in this book, turn the page. And it has 3 pages of very interesting stuff about this. I learned how to pronounce zigua from this, and it just has all kinds of interesting things. So I encourage you to check this book out and check out the end and see what it says about all these things. And you'll learn something about lots of fruits and vegetables, and then someday you can read them this book to your kids and tell them you know all about them. That was very good listening, everybody. That was kind of a long book, but I thought it was kind of fun. I thought maybe we would sing a couple of songs too. Let's see. How about If You're Happy and You Know It? Do you remember that one? All right, here we go. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, do all 3, clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, do all 3, clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, do all 3, Clap, clap, stomp, stomp. Hooray! Good work, everyone. Way to go. All right. This is a book that is very funny. This is by Willems, and you probably know what it is. It's an elephant and piggy book. And this one is called I Really Like Slop. Do you know what slop is? Slop is like all the leftover stuff that that adults or kids don't want to eat, but it's leftover stuff like potato peels and bits you cut off things that didn't look that great, or stuff that's just left over. And a lot of people feed that, a lot of farmers feed that to their animals because it's still good stuff. It's still fruits and vegetables that are healthy stuff, and they're skins of those things, and nothing wrong with it. It just, we wouldn't probably like to eat it because it doesn't taste that great, but it probably tastes pretty good. But the slop in here looks like maybe it's been sitting a little while, and it's not that great looking. Okay, here we go. La la la, sings Piggy. And here comes Elephant. Do do do, do 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 do. Yep. Hi, Gerald. Hi, Piggy. Yikes, Gerald says. Look, he's got his slop here in a dish, and look what's flying around. There are a bunch of flies flying around. And flies like to fly around stuff that's sort of like garbage. What is that? Says Elephant. And Piggy says, and he holds out the dish, this is slop. Slop? Yummy, yummy slop, says Piggy. Elephant looks like it doesn't look yummy to me. Yummy, he says. You eat that? Sure I eat this. Pigs really, 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 really like slop. They do, it's true. Eating slop is part of pig culture. Oh, says Elephant. Should it smell like that? It looks like it smells pretty bad, and it's sort of greenish. Yeah, and there's still flies flying around. And Piggy takes a nice big sniff. Can you sniff? I don't think I'd like to sniff slop, though, do you? And look what it did. Oh, my goodness. Pop! His hat fell right off, and his face went sort of green, and his eyes went sort of weird, right? And then in this one, he says, yes, like it's the best smell in the world. And his face still looks pretty weird, doesn't it? It's not his regular color at all. Yeah, all right. And Elephant says, what about all of those flies? The flies are how you know it's ripe, says Piggy. Do you want to try my slop? Do I want to try your slop? Does Elephant look like he wants to try that slop? No, he doesn't. Would you like to try that slop? I didn't think so. No way, says Elephant. He really yelled at, didn't he? No way. He doesn't want slop at all. Oh, but look at Piggy. And he says the world's tiniest O. Yeah. Okay. He's walking away. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, walk. Oh, and look at Elephant. He's doing this, isn't he? Oh, I think I hurt Piggy's feelings when I yelled no. Piggy, Wait. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Gerald? Oh, that's Elephant's real name. Did you know that? Gerald. I will gulp. Try your slop. Oh, that's a pretty good friend, right? Yay, says Piggy. Maybe you will really like slop. Maybe, says Elephant. What do you think? You think Elephant will like slop? Try a big taste. Elephant says, I will try a small taste. So he takes the bowl and he plucks the very smallest, tiniest, pea-sized piece of slop out of the bowl. That is a small taste, says Piggy. Yeah, really small. An Elephant looks like that might even be too much. And Piggy says, you are close to trying slop. You are closer. Oh, Piggy's very excited. An Elephant's not so excited. Closer? You tried it! Oh. Oh dear. Look what happened to Elephant. Oh. Spicy, huh? Says Piggy. Yeah, it's pretty spicy. Do you know how I get that old shoe taste? How do you think? What do you think? How do you think he gets that old shoe taste? Yeah, I bet you're right. Old shoes. He puts old shoes in his pot when he's making his slop. Oh, look. Oh. Elephant's turning some very interesting colors, wouldn't you think? And here's what he's saying. Irk, 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 irk. I don't think that means he likes it, do you? So do you really like slop? Look at Elvie, he's lying on the ground with his tongue hanging out of his mouth. And he says to Piggy, no, I do not really like slop, but I'm glad I tried it. It's nice. Because I really like you. Oh, Gerald, says Piggy, and he blushes. Do you know what that is when your cheeks get kind of pink because you're a little bit embarrassed and you're so tickled? You're so happy he said that. Yeah. Dessert? What do you think? Do you think Elephant is going to eat that fishbone thing for dessert? He says, don't push it, bub. And you know what that means. That means no. I bet you've heard people say, don't push it, bub. When they say that, they mean, cut it out. You are very good listeners for that. I love reading Elephant and Piggy books. They are so much fun. I bet we'll read some more of those before we're done our reading times. Let's see, what other songs do we know? I know, I don't think we've sung this. Did we do the ABC song yet? Let's sing the ABC songs, because it's always good to learn that. All right, you ready? Put my glasses on the top of my head, because I don't need that. All right, here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, yeah. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now we've said our ABCs. Tell me what you think of me? That was pretty fun. And if you don't know them all, that's okay, because you will. You'll learn them all eventually. Everybody does. Yeah, it's true. Did you have a good time during story time? I did. I really miss having story time with you, but this has been really fun. I like doing this. And it was kind of fun to show you my puzzle, too. Maybe next week it'll be done, and maybe it won't. I don't know. We're kind of slow at it, and it's 1,000 little pieces. That's 100 and 100 and 100 and 100, 100, 100, 100. It's a lot of pieces, yeah. So, I hope you're having fun at home and doing some fun things. I wanted to show you something that I've been doing. You see what this is? I bet you've seen some of these, haven't you? This is a face mask. And when you go outside right now, you're supposed to wear those if you go in where there are other people, so you don't get any germs. And this is mine. Pretty cool, huh? The neatest thing is I made it. I sewed it. I sewed a bunch of them. And I gave them to some of my friends and my family. Yeah. Okay. I had fun today. I hope you did too. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening. And thanks for singing. Bye.